This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Black Views, Black commentary for foundational Black Americans. So let's get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about the Democratic Party and the negative rhetoric that they seem to just want to spew out. They just want to talk about, they just want to fearmonger. If you really listen to the Democratic Party, there's nothing to say. They're not talking about any tangibles. They're all talking about, we're not going to go back. Go back where? Where do we go? What has the Democratic Party done for Black people? Absolutely nothing. I say foundational Blacks. There's a difference because you have foreign Blacks, right? You have foreigners that came here, okay, that enjoy the free things, that enjoy the freebies that the Democratic Party has to offer. So we have to think about who benefits from these policies and these activities that's gone on lately with the Democratic Party in particular. Okay, so one of the major things on their ticket was gay rights and abortions. So, Black people aren't going to really, the only thing they had to give Black people was symbolism, talk good things about, what they did in the 60s. And politicians today, in particular, Democrats, they want to talk about what went on during the civil rights era. That's still like the beginning, if you really think about it. Civil rights. You're talking about civil rights in the 60s. It's 2025, and the Democrats have nothing to show that they've done. They have done absolutely nothing. If you look on my page and you look at my previous videos, I've pretty much laid out what the Democratic Congressional Black Congress have done. Nothing. In fact, they've done more for South Africa than they have done more for Black people in America. Okay, so you gotta really encompass all these things, right? The Democratic Party does real good for foreigners, for immigrants, for people from the Caribbean, people that come from Africa. Even if you look in the Black Caucus, you'll see that you have these same immigrants that's sitting right up in there. You got immigrants who are sitting in the Congressional Black Congress and nothing gets done. It doesn't make sense. Nothing should get done because they're not foundational Black Americans, okay? And for those that don't understand, foundational Black Americans are descendants of American chattel slavery, Black people that were in slavery in America. This is their country. This was the lands they were bought to. Okay, some were here already, and then some were bought here. And what America decided to do was just fuse us all together and just call us all Black. Whether they were Indian, people want to mistake the word Indian for red. Indian mean indigenous, the people that were here, the name that so-called Columbus gave the people that were meant for people in India, but not the people here. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of confusion, and people that were already here. The way, white people want you to think it was no people of color. They were all just these light-skinned people that came through the Bering Strait, and they came here, and there was no one here, and they just settled here, right? They didn't mix with nobody that was already here. They just settled here. God decided this big, massive land with nobody on it. That's what, people want you to believe. And so then we have today where you'll have your Democratic Party is the one that's saying America was built by immigrants. Knowing the truth that foundational Black Americans were in slavery, and they were there for a very long time, and they served their masters in America and built America from the ground up. No one the hell else was working. Free labor. Free labor, free to do whatever, free to rape, free to whatever, get it done. And so we come today, and in 2025, your Democratic Party will still be talking about civil rights. And in that conversation about the civil rights, they can't really talk about anything major they accomplished other than the Civil Rights Act. And then on top of that, I mean, just to make it even worse, you have to understand who benefits. The tether benefits, because guess what? The tether comes here from another African or Caribbean nation that he comes here, he just wants to gain. You understand what I'm saying? He's not here and he's concerned about what's going on. No, in his mindset is, I'm here to get whatever's free and get whatever. I don't know what the fuck these niggas over here are talking about. I don't care. Okay, so who is funding that bill? The Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has made policies and legislation that allow for tethers to come in under the radar, that allow for immigration, that allow for legal immigration. And you know what? If you look over the years, I ain't lying. Look where they put these people, right over top of us, bro. They put them right over top of you, right? While they sit on top of you, then they're gonna say that these immigrants or these poor foreigners with these businesses are being discriminated against by Trump. Let's make this clear. Let's make this real clear. There's nothing that the Republicans can do to black people that wasn't already happening before they came into the presidential office. Nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing that they can do to us that wasn't already happening. I mean, if it's not evidence, doesn't have the Democrats just sit there and say we had to go through the Hispanics because it's going to be more of them? And it did not see a large influx of people that came over the borders illegally. And you know what's funny is that they come here and they enjoy our rights. They come here and they get a taste of what's going on here, and then suddenly when it's time to deport their ass, they have rights. It's like it's crazy. And you're starting to see tethers get online with these videos about what Democrats are doing, what Republicans are doing. They're not pushing Democrats for tangible things. They don't have to, because they're already in their policies. You see? They're already in their immigration policies. These people are taken care of. Remember, those are the people that came here and got free money, got free shit, got free stuff. Clothes, schooling, housing, monies, jobs, businesses. I mean, it was a big boom for the immigration community. A boom that black people in America has never experienced. And to this day, they don't want to acknowledge the black American in America. Everyone else has priority over you. Everyone else, and where they're coming from, their silence, because what has happened is they have pretty much hoodwinked us. These tethers, and they're pretty much gotten in a position of power where they're not going to do anything for foundational black Americans. That is why in every democratic city, there's so much carnage and death. There's so much carnage and death because they want to allow this to go on to kill off our people. They want to allow this to go on to be the replacements for you in your communities right now. That is why Jesse Jackson called us African Americans. That was already the setup, remember? Because during that time, we were already protesting for the treatment in South Africa. See, I was here, man. I'm not sitting here talking about some shit that because I was here then. Okay? Went out there, caped for the South Africans. You know, bad things were going on. Videos, all types of shit. We saw things that were in similarity to what we went through, so we supported, because that's how foundational black Americans are. If we see that you a rider and we see that you fight for freedom, true freedom, We're going to back that all the time because we know what that is about. But then, over the years, you started to see that the people that actually came to America were undermining people. These are undermining people. You know, I also had a great opportunity to serve my country. And by serving my country, it sent me to these places, these African and Caribbean nations. I had to go afloat, okay? On what we call, well, I was on what you call Westpac, but I had to go out to these areas, these different countries in the West Pacific. And, you know, being in the Marine Corps, you know, you also do training operations where you go into Central America. And we found ourselves in Mombasa, Kenya. This was during 93. This was during the time where you had, you know, African nations that were killing each other. Rwanda. In fact, that's the whole reason why we were there. And it is just demoralizing today to see that you have African nationals that are in America that conduct themselves in the way that they do, to say the things that they say. You know, it's disturbing. It's really disturbing because there's a new batch, a new group that's supported by the Democrats that support them being here, and they give them an opposition to go against us. Because remember, once again, what I told you, any foundational Black American that you actually see in Congress, man, listen, that's got to be the easiest job in the world. Okay, all you got to do is talk real good to us, right? Because all the women gonna vote, and all the you know, everybody else that just go off symbolism and just being talked to nicely, yeah. So they get in the office, they get under the radar. Then once they get there, they don't do shit. They don't do shit, bro. The true enemies to the Democratic Party is the straight black man. The straight black man is not able to move around in the Democratic Party. They're going to find him out. Just look with your own eyes. Just look. All you see is a bunch of uncontrollable women. Women that do not, that they obviously show they have no control, no filter over what they say. And then when they speak, these women don't even speak as a family unit. They don't speak like a woman that's in a family. They speak like a woman that's doing whatever the hell, doing what she wants to do for her own purpose, not for the purpose of her community, not for the purpose of the children in her community. Remember, I mean, when you think about it, the government gave control to women to deal with your children. So the day that she's not happy with a situation, she can get up and leave you with your children, and then take your money. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are things, all these things were put in place to kill the family, bro. And so today, this is why you had all these women that's sitting up in Congress just doing, I'm telling you, these elections are fixed. You can't even get on a ticket unless the Democrat Party or somebody is pushing you, supporting you, and making sure that the word getting out about how corny you are. You see what I'm saying? So the elections are already fixed. That's why you're never going to get anybody in Congress that's going to really stand up. I'm going to tell you right now, when you sat there and saw Al Green stand up and yell like that to the president, what was he talking about? Medicare. He wasn't talking about any real tangibles for black people. He wasn't talking about progression for black people. No, these people want to say they progressive Democrats. They're only progressive for things that are disgusting. Okay, they want you to say gays not. I don't know. I'm not even good at it because I don't want the video to get struck. I want to get the message out that I'm trying to say. Because there are forces out here where basically if they don't want to hear what you have to say, you won't get any views. It'll be one person looking at your video. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I know my video count was low, but I mean, damn. I mean, it's like I have to push it manually. I mean, YouTube does not help the algorithm for straight black men that are sitting out here talking about things that affect the community. YouTube will not support that. You gotta do that on your own. It's like your video is set, even though you published it, it's set for private. and you gotta tell everybody where it's at, because you're not gonna get any help with what I'm saying. There's no truth that's gonna get out, because the truth doesn't feel good. See, it's not feel good talk. I have to talk about things that I see that affect the people in my neck of the woods. You see, and when I talk about that, people don't want to hear that. What they want to hear about is gay rights, the right to have an abortion, the right to change your sex, there is a real problem in the neighborhoods where kids are being killed, okay? And the fathers are not in the homes. But yet, you see black women storm the halls of the Capitol as if they made it, and then say, we're not turning back, and then do not address these issues. I mean, it's so diabolical. Like, just think about it. Jasmine Crockett is from Dallas. Is there not enough crime in Dallas to talk about? Isn't there some black businesses that need assistance? Isn't there any programs that seek out and teach young black people how to start businesses? I'm trying to understand. I mean, you have money, you have shown. See, logical people have sat here and watched. You might not like Doge, and just think about that for a second. I hate to go off, because sometimes I just go off into different shit. But then one thing leads to another. I mean, just think about that Doge. Office of Accountability, or whatever. That's GAO. But anyway, these people were sent by the president. And then you tell them no? How can you, and what, if you took a civics class, if you took government class, if you have just been around long enough, what you're starting to see right here, you're seeing people being defiant. And who are these people? Women, gay men. It's a whole party of gay men and women that want to see, they want to have their way. I just can't. But at the same time, there's no tangibles for the common man. There's nothing. I don't get it. Like, if you wanted to be, let's say you wanted to be, special, progressive. You wanted to show that everybody has a right and everybody needs a right. Where is the money? I have sat here for so long and I have watched these communities. I have watched gang violence. I have watched. Where is the money? That same money that you gave to foreign gang members who came to America, started a business, who cut your grass on Sundays. Oh yeah, all these motherfuckers don't speak English running around here with scarves on from the heat and shit. They cutting grass. They getting paid, Jack. How is that happening? And see, people are going to say, you're black people lazy. Okay, let's say they are lazy. How do you have black people in Congress that don't have money for training young black people so they can get back on the right path? Why isn't there any? Where is the money? Where are the people to go into the communities and see things that aren't right, talk about it, go back, put programs together, put some money in it? I'm talking about money to where they part of these programs, they get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm talking about, I want to see what I saw when they got here. They got off buses. They were pushed into different rooms. They had meals. They had money. They had so many different type of programs that were all over America to assist them. Where is that assistance for foundational black Americans that are in the bowels of these cities that are suffering? And you have social workers, you have all these programs that black people can't even get to. You go down there at HRS, go down to the Human Resource Office, you couldn't get through the door. I haven't been down there lately, but you go down there, you can't get through the door. And you got people going to work every day, man. They don't have enough money to get on the train and back. Why isn't there funding for that? Why isn't the train fare paid for people to get to work? You pay for foreigners. This is what I'm saying. This is what I see today. And then when you look on TV, you got all these little government shows where, you just see black people and black women talking about Trump. They're not talking about any bills. They're not talking about anything. This is the Democratic Party. They're not talking about anything to make your life better. They're just talking about things that sound nice to create a mental paradise. That's what they want to do. They want to control your mind with words. They're not offering you anything. So when I look at the Republican side, what are they offering? Opportunity. I see opportunity in deportation, because when you had all these, you were able to sit here and you were able to see, oh, the government can do that. Oh, the government can pay. Hey, we got money. And then you able to see that with Doge, they're finding billions of government money. Listen, I used to be a government contractor. Okay, well, every time you go on a contract, they're gonna talk about what money they don't have. And look, I did IT. They're gonna talk about what money they didn't have to pay your black ass. They don't have that kind of money. They don't have that kind of money. But you saying, man, let me tell you something. And then the contracts are ran by foreigners. The people they talk about, them H1B1, many of them, some of them are head of the contract. Like, they running the contract. And they're getting the millions of dollars in contracts, and then they're paying you peanuts. And that's why the service is low. If I'm going in as a technician and I'm asking for $85,000, you want to pay me $55,000. You want to pay me $65,000. You see what I'm saying? This is what the immigrant has done. He has come in, and it's not, he's doing what's natural. He wants to work. Okay, he'll work at that lower price. He don't care. He gonna do it tight. He gonna make sure, because he wants that job. But that's not how we have laws here. Okay, supposed to be 40-hour work weeks. Anything over that's supposed to be overtime. You see what I'm saying? You got rules and regulations to labor. But who benefited? The Democrats. So all those businesses that supported Democrats supported free labor. When I say free labor, it's not totally free. Of course they're paying for it. But guess what? A $10 job is not a $20 job. If I want $20 for the job, because that's what the going rate is for every American that's looking at the shit that needs to be shoveled, they're saying no, the going rate is $20 an hour. And I know I'm inflating it, but I'm just saying, $20 an hour. Ain't nobody gonna do that for less than $20 an hour. And then this motherfucker, he wants to go over here and let let the foreigner comes in, he's gonna do it. But that's not how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to play by the rules of the country. And so you have people that are not following the hiring rules. They're not following those rules because they want cheaper labor. Why are these companies still open today? Because they're screwing the American people all day long. And see, they don't want to hear you say, when you say, well, who's doing that? That's white people. But you got to remember, what is white? When you say white people, what is white people? That's just a person that comes here, passes for white, and then just says he's white. He knows how to play the games. I'm not even being racist. I'm just telling you how the game is being played. So when you come here and you see Africans, or you see different diaspora blacks that come here, any other time they're a person that's from whatever country they're from. But when it benefits them, they're black. You see how it go? So when they fill out a job application, they're gonna put black. Yeah, they're gonna put black, because guess what? Somebody was saying DEI, this. Well, yeah, they just say they black, but they ain't black. They're from Fuji somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? This is so diabolical. And guess who's keeping the money from coming into the cities to benefit the people that really need it? Your congressman. Your congressman. And if you even look on your local levels, your congressmen aren't saying anything. When you go look at your congressman, they're African. Whole area black. And excuse me, because we have life, everyday life that goes on. And I can't control when it goes on. So excuse the outside noise. So let's get back to what we were saying. So these people that, if you ask me, we kind of fuck when it comes to the whole process as far as having elected officials. I think that this year in particular, we're really starting to pay attention to the candidates that we see. I mean, it's a sham. It has to be a sham. I think that you can't even move up the Democratic Party unless you have some type of altered ideals to want to put, be out for homosexual. Not the straight black man. Not the straight black man. That's just the black man. Give me a fucking program. Give me a fucking program to fix shit. Because shit been fucked up in our neighborhoods. When you have to grow up in a neighborhood that's constantly under attack. When I say under attack, it's under siege because of the police, because of the crime. And then you have someone that come here from somewhere else that says they're here from asylum because of the crime and people dying and they sing stuff and then they get here and they get free shit. And the crime that's going on here, people living every day. I mean, and then look who's running like our gas stations. Look who got our little shops. Little shops. People buy blunts and t-shirts, buy all types of garbage that they can get offline. They set up shop in all neighborhoods. The local mall. There used to be a mall. It's almost like a flea market. It's like a foreign location where foreigners are to sell you trinkets. This shit is trinkets, bro. Literally trinkets that you can get on the internet. They're not even really selling you anything quality. It's a whole bunch of shit they get off Alibaba or whatever. You go there to get a whole bunch of shit and they got a store full of that shit and they selling that to us. And for, I guess, people that really aren't, savvy, been on the internet, and they pay a full price for that shit right up in the mall, right here in Iverson Mall. It ain't shit over there. A bunch of foreigners. I see some stores where it's just some foreigners selling the same type of tennis shoe of different sizes. And I'm like, wow, bro, like where something's missing. Like, even if I don't know where to get it, there are elected officials that should be telling us where to get it. Why are foreigners coming here knowing where to get it? And this is why I say the Democratic Party is dead, man, as far as I'm concerned. Any black man, any straight black man, any woman that cares about her sons, her daughters, that cares about her family, shouldn't be in that, because they ain't talking about shit. They don't even stop crime in your neighborhoods. Ain't that some shit? They won't even stop the crime in your neighborhood. They won't even get the rapists out, okay? I mean, are you serious? This motherfuckers over here that's in gangs and shit from other places that's here. And for those of you who don't understand military age men, that means a motherfucker that can carry a weapon. That means a motherfucker that can fight a war. So when you see military age foreign men in your country, why aren't you fighting the war in your country for that you came from asylum? I'm a military man, okay? I'm a military man that grew up in the hood. How about that? Okay? So I seen how fucked up shit can be, and I see where it need to be. And what we need for some of the young black people in our communities, we need reinforcement training. And I'm not talking about a boot camp. It can just be a center. It could be a center where young people that got out of high school, that didn't do the right thing, they can go back to that center, gain the training for free. Gain that training for free. and they get lead to the jobs that Trump is making. You know, a lot of IT jobs don't require a college education, but it does require you to know what the hell you're doing, so you can get a certification and know what you're doing. Okay? Even, I mean, Bill Gates don't have a degree. Okay? He started out, but he didn't finish. So what I'm saying is they need to be these hubs in the black communities. There need to be areas where a man, woman, or child can sign up to start classes to get business training and you know, understanding what is expected of you when you go to work. It's being lost on the lowest level, right there in high school. Just normal conversation about what's natural is being lost in high school. And so it makes so much sense to me why the president will want to kill the Department of Education. I mean, look, you have so many kids that are coming out, especially in these cities. Kids that are coming out, they don't have the proper education to compete. You can't compete. I know. I went into the military. I can see, I'm looking now. You can't compete. There's some kids don't know basic things. And a lot of times, it could be from distractions in school. Okay, here's another thing that we're going to benefit from. We're going to benefit from actually people stopping crime. We're going to benefit from that. Because guess what? There's so many kids out here that are in gang-riddled neighborhoods. And they either have to join the gang or they have to fight against the gang to survive. There's a lot of independent young men out there that try to go back and forth to school and work, but they can't because of the environment. Because you have the environment of bad people that are in a community and they're not being locked up, they're not being detained, they're being let right back out in the communities to continue more crime. Why the fuck is this? Why is this in existence? Why am I talking about this? Why there's someone getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year that thinks better than me, know more about what's going on, and this isn't stopping. Why isn't it stopping? The same way right now, how you picking up these motherfucking these foreign nationals who are here that broke the law. Hey, we're going to have to go back to, I guess, some sort of mass incarceration. I guess I'm not afraid to say it. We're going to have to, because it's getting out of hand. I mean, you talking about little kids getting shot, little girl. Come on, man, that shit getting out of hand. It's the same shit that happened in the 90s. Shit gets to happen to the point. That's what Democrats do. They allow shit to get to the point to where the community starts saying, hey, do something about this out here. And then they what? It's too late. That's the Democratic Party, man, all day, all night. Everybody else want to talk good about them. All the Tethers want to talk good. The Tethers don't live in your community, by the way. They live over there with a white guy over in Virginia, in Northern Virginia. That's where they live at. They live in Northern Virginia, or they're going to live up north where it's more of who they love over there. And the ones that get dumped in our area are pretty much the Hispanics. Yeah, they go to our schools. But the ones that go to our schools, like, they change. They not the same Hispanics that came from Central America. No, they change. They become the community. Like those Hispanics that you see that go to school, that you might see that grow up, that go to them same neighborhood schools that are like known black schools, they change. They get a little bit more swagger. They get a little bit more, they start to see what's really going on. But let me stay on track. I'm talking about benefits, bro. Yeah, I'm talking about money. Before, we never talked about money. Because we just assume when you hear a person like Jasmine Crockett say, black people are always getting, that's what white people hear. Black people always get money in it from the government. Black people always get money from, and it's like, what black people? Who get money from the government? Where is it? If I am sitting in the black community and I'm looking around. And so I said to myself, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start going to my own council meetings. Yeah, that's what a lot of us have to do. We're going to have to start going to our own council meetings. We're going to have to start finding out who the council members are. We're going to have to start listening to what they're talking about. We have to start at the grassroots. We have to be the opposition. Even if you have to get up and bring up something that's never been brought up before, you should do it. And so that's what I'm getting into now, going to council meetings so I can see who the actual shields are. I'm going to start taking pictures. I'm going to start documenting, because we need to start pointing out who these people are that are denying services to the people in these communities. I really believe there's just a group of people that's running the government. They don't care about the people. Okay, they don't care about the people that's failing or the people that don't seem to get a grasp. Because some of this shit's traditional. Some of this is coming by way of second generation, third generations of people that are in public housing, that are in situations. And money needs to be invested into the school system, into a job preparedness system, and to making sure that our kids are getting what they're supposed to get. Because if you get it on the national level, kids are being left behind. Because look what they're talking about now. They want to tell your kids about same-sex anatomies now. You see what I'm saying? They have more money being put into things to help you try to identify other than what you are, than try to help you identify being a citizen that is productive. And like I always say this, why do you need help from the outside on being gay? You know, if that's what you want to be, you can be that. I don't give a fuck about it. Because guess what? People don't want to know all the women I want to have sex with. No one out here. And then if I do come out here and I begin to talk about all the women that I want to screw and I want to say somehow that's going to be misogynistic. That's going to be I shouldn't be talking about that. That's offensive to women and it. But a person can talk about their gay rights and all that. I mean, I don't understand that. People can talk about the right to want to try to impregnate same-sex, everything, but you can't talk about what you love, what make you feel good. You see what I'm saying? Why can't I talk about that all day? Why can't I just be engulfed in the world of being a straight man? You know, all day talking about how I could slide up in it and how I can get paid for sliding up in it, and nobody should make me feel bad because I want to slide up in a little bit of, for JJ every night, every day. I should be able to talk about that in the open. Send out emails at the bottom of the email. Oh, by the way, I like JJ. You see what I'm saying? It sounds ridiculous when you turn that shit inside out, but that's what's happening. It's being turned inside out before your eyes. So, man, I don't be listening to this shit, man. And then you got, like I said, you get a whole bunch of tethers on Twitter. You get a whole bunch of white supremacists on. These motherfuckers don't think right and shit. Their information be wrong and shit. And then some of them don't even care if the information is correct. They're just saying something to try to be, objective to what the facts are. So hey, man, it's irritating. Right now, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Let Trump do what he do. Let him do what he do, because I know that white man don't like it. Guess what? He don't like it. He don't like it because actually, it seems like Trump is trying to make sure everybody gets some type of opportunity, but the people that don't want to see that, they want you to have DEI. Let me tell you something, man. I worked IT for 25 years, almost 30 years. I worked IT, and guess what? I ain't never get no DEI promotion. I didn't never get no offer. I didn't. Nobody's here. Hey, this is the only black guy we got. Let's get him in the. No. In fact, I was looked over Yeah, but you know why? Because I was a big, black, masculine, handsome man, bro. They can't stand that shit. And then I was on about my work, about being on time. I wasn't about no fuck shit. I just wanted to do the work. And every time you turn around, you hear somebody say, I used to have women say, you don't like women, do you? What the fuck is... And they ain't even talking about sex. They're talking about work. You don't like women that work. I'm telling you, the whole game is rigged, man. I worked the whole game, and it's rigged on all levels. Not getting past that white man, and that black woman is not trying to let you get past her. I'm sorry. Y'all can say what you... In business and corporate, you ain't getting past her, Jack. In fact, she the one that's gonna go back. That's what they do. And that's why I say, I don't feel sorry for government workers. I worked as a government contractor. So to fire a government worker, that don't mean shit to me, okay? I worked as a government contractor. And when you work as a government contractor, you're beneath the worker. Beneath the worker. The actual employee of the government, you are beneath them. And that's how they treat you. So, man, I don't have no problems with that. You know how many government jobs I had? Government contracts that I had? And they all end like every 2 years. So I was a contractor. I was a seasoned contractor. I'm going from contract to contract to contract. And so you know how many times I get laid off? And when they lay you off, it's just, sometimes you just get when you get to the door, your badge don't work. Oh yeah, guys, our contract ended yesterday. Da, da, da. Yeah. Like, I mean, real business. As a contractor, you gotta pay yourself. And if you get 1099, you gotta pay your own taxes. Fuck around, don't pay their taxes. They're gonna get it back. Yeah, I've done all of that on all levels. And as a black contractor, as a black man, they don't want you in no position of leadership. That's why I keep saying it's always a black woman in there, right? It's a black woman in there, and you know what she would literally say to you? I am not technical. I am not technical, so you can't ask me. This is how shit is set up in the government. And nepotism. Oh, your cousin. Oh man. And then that's and when I worked in there, I saw gayism at the highest levels. Okay, they're directors and I'm telling you, man, you're not getting through it. You see a gauntlet of shit. You keep seeing people push past you. The Indian dude, this guy. They look at everyone else like they're deserving, and you aren't. And so guess what you do? You say, man, you know what? Let me get over here to this other contract because they paying shit. They gonna pay me 80 or they're gonna pay me 75 over here. Let me go over here. See, you chasing money. But you're not ever moving up. You just making a lateral move. You ain't never moving up because they ain't never looking for that position to be filled. But they want you on that just right there. Right there. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go to these places, many of the contracts aren't set up right. You know what I'm saying? They're not even, I mean, it's just so, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you as an insider. So when you hear about people getting laid off, that's what I'm saying. It's the government is just full of people that got paid. So, man, let Trump do that, man. It bothers me that you got judges out here that are telling the president he can't like audit the government. Like, I don't even understand. And then when you look back to see what other presidents have done, they've done the same thing. And then somehow when President Trump get here, now we want to, but you know why? Because there's a lot of fraud up in here. You know what I'm saying? You understanding why black people not progressing. You understanding that people are now moving around and shit, like, because they see the money ain't coming. I'm telling you, man, all these people are crooks. They are crooks. And then the whole Democratic Party is just full of like just disgusting shit, if you want to ask me. It's just it's a bunch of selfish people that are trying to jockey for money. That's all I see. That's all I see, because when it comes to foundational black Americans, there's nothing there for you. Guess what? Trump said the 14th Amendment. No, that was for the descendants of slaves. No, that's not for anybody to come over here. National, he's telling you, let's check this out, because this goes to those that were slaves that did not have citizenship, and you know they had kids, and you know what I'm saying. He's telling you, and then when you look at the date of that amendment around that time, you see what I'm saying? And guess who don't want that? Guess who's talking about birthright citizenship? Democrats. They're trying to take that away from foundational Black Americans. Man, it's like we have never had like anyone look out for us, bro. Look at it. Just look at it for what it is. And the Democratic Party is shitting on you right now, talking about birthrights and all this other shit. Ain't got nothing to do with them. And all the Black people that's in there, because you know why? Because they're all foreigners, you see? They're all foreigners that benefited from the birthright shit. See, it's not about what's right. They don't care about you. They do not care about foundational Black Americans. We are here to be a stepping stone for others to move up. You see? They're all off your plate, off your civil rights. They're all off of everything that Black people fought for. That's what all the foreigners are fighting for right now. You see? And so therefore, Tethers, okay, are not going to coincide with you. They're going to coincide with their white counterparts to the Democrats, you see? They're going to be bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and tell you how, like you should hear the call. I don't understand how they shoot each other and kill each other. Da-da-da. How you don't understand that and you came from that? Where you come from, they're killing each other and exterminating each other at an alarming rate. And then you come to America and get in front of Johnny and then talk like, I don't understand. I mean, you know, you think they would da-da-da-da. It's just, these people are just like, they talk out the side of their mouth. And then when they see you, hey brother, yeah. And then when you go to a work site or you out there working with them, man, them people are going back telling on you. It ain't nothing to tell, really. They just saying anything to basically throw you off. Okay? That's how they are, man. Many times before, you know, there was an issue with Tethers and you know, I mean, it was already there, but you just never said anything about it. Okay? You already saw the undermining. You already did all that. That's why we never really liked them. That's why they talk fucked up and shit. And we're not talking about riders, man. Riders be like, you know what I'm saying? These are some cool people. But no, not the Tether. This nigga come here. He think that he doing something right. But in actuality, he's just cooning. He's just cooning. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to find an easier way by throwing your ass under the bus. I guess if he figured he'd be the only nigga, things would go better for him. But it doesn't go that way. When you the only nigga, they kill you. I'm trying to tell you. You don't know what you're dealing with when you deal with these people. Look at our government. And so, once again, going back to Trump, we're having this discussion when we talk about fear-mongering, and we talk about, oh, let Trump do what he do, man. I don't give a fuck what he does. Let him fire all. Look, they made a big stink about he got rid of the black general, man. Listen, man. Listen. So what? He got rid of the black general. Maybe that motherfucker wasn't doing his job. I mean, it's like if we just gonna keep starting to just deal with people just because they black, we ain't ever getting shit. Because that's what we've been doing. Oh yeah, we vote for this guy, put him in Congress, and he looked black, he looked handsome, he looked good, she looked black, she looked beautiful, she looked good, and guess what they talk about? Nothing. All the black women up in the Congress, you think they look good. You like, man, these women look, yeah, you know, we got some sisters up there, man, they ain't, when you listen to them talk, it's like they hate your black ass. When you start talking to these sisters, man, they hate you. You know why? Because they're competing with you. See? Do you see how it is now? When they start competing with you, they hate you. Because you're standing in their way of gobbling up resources. That's why all these people that got fired, most of them probably, I ain't gonna say they were. I know it was a large percentage of black women. Just listen to me. Hear me out. Man, you be up in the Capitol, yo, you go in some of these offices, man. I'm telling you. It's like they grew into the office, like almost like a root and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like when you go in there, man, they're not professional. They're not professional. People are making the workplace like their personal closet. I'm just telling you, because it's been going on for a very long time in the government. A very long time in the government. You know, I used to do tickets. I used to work tickets, man. You go to different offices, you see different type of people. And like when you deal with us, it's like, oh man. Have you ever been in an office where you see all the people that look like you, but they act like they not like you? Like, it's just like they transform in front of your eyes. That's what I'm saying, especially Tethers. Man, you get around them, boy. You be looking at them, man, and they're trying to. I mean, they just bushed up real good, and you know what I'm saying. They looking all, you know. They just want they think they. I don't know. I don't want to say they think they white, but that's the feeling I get. You know, when I get amongst them, it's like, oh no, these niggas are not friends. Like you feel that shit, bro. I'm telling you. And so like. Well, foundational Black Americans, we're used to working with Johnny in the workplace. We're used to all the tricks and all the games. Like we're used to that. But it's that tether when he comes in. Because see, the tether, you're you know, initially for Black people that aren't aware, initially the tether don't know shit. First of all, when he comes here, he can barely speak the language. Okay, he can barely speak the language. That's why they don't send him on tickets and shit. He sit up in the office and shit. He can barely speak the language, and I mean his dialect doesn't even sound right. Like I don't even. But they get opportunities, bro. I'm telling you, they get opportunities. I've been in supervisor positions where you know you tell the teller that's not the way it go, but if the boss is an African, he feels like he don't have to listen to you. He'll go straight to the African. Because that's his Bushman. You see what I'm saying? Like this is the shit I'm talking about. I'd experienced firsthand. You could be fighting racism and Tethers at the same time. I mean, you because you got white people and then you have Tethers and shit. And the Tethers just, man, it's like you almost have to reinvent the wheel in certain situations. All right, and so. Now in closing, I just want to reiterate again that all the fear mongering, all this shit talking about, you know, taking away our rights. Man, listen, they ain't taking away shit. In fact, we're the only people that have our rights that are written in stone. We're the only people that have our rights that are written in the Constitution. And our rights were taken away. They tried to take it away in the 14th Amendment. They tried to take it away. And you will start to see these Democrats they're not friend to you when they speak about the 14th Amendment and they say natural birthright. And they don't really try to understand what the bill is actually saying. They're not saying, hey, let's legislate something that we won't go retroactive. We'll go ahead, but this will be something new. No. They don't have any new legislation or anything. They're just trying to run off your same thing. You're saying 14th Amendment as foundational Black Americans. I just think it's diabolical. And to actually, we see that we're sitting here looking at it and we're paying attention, and Democrats are just like acting like we don't know. We use Jim Clyburn. Isn't this your senior leadership? Where are your senior leadership at? Why aren't they talking about this? Because they won't talk about it. And this is why I say don't vote them back in. I don't care. Vote something different. Vote Republican. Listen, I don't care. Don't vote them back in because they have literally sat here since the 60s and just talked a bunch of fluff. And I told you, go look at my previous video. I sat there and did a whole video about the Congressional Black Congress and what they have done since 1971. Think about it. They came about in 1971. I wasn't even born until 72. And so now, I'm old enough now and I'm looking and I'm asking and I'm saying they've done nothing. Okay? So just remember that. There's nothing that they could do to you. It doesn't matter what they say Trump has done. It's going to hurt them before it hurts you. All right, my brother. So I'll leave it at that. This is Black Views, bringing you the Black news. Go ahead and hit that like button. Also, subscribe and follow. This is Black Commentary. See you next time.